This is the 5th video in my Vivid Stasis series. Go watch the other ones first if you haven't already. This particular video is also all stories save the first couple minutes. Okay, bye. So I did play a little bit of this game on my own. I turned down my point gain to 1x during that. I realized after doing one chart, it's like, oh, I'm gonna play this game like way too much in my own time and get way too many points. Like, if we look now, I've got 1,000 battery. I presume that's a limit. Weird that I have a fish in chat. That's unusual. Yeah, I did read through 12. So, aw, fish! This is gonna be another puzzle stream. Say it louder for literally my entire family in the back. Wash your fish in hands. Alright, let's play a 10 then. Let's warm up on this like fish in 200 BPM 10. Fish kit, why not, man? So while I was playing in my own, I did miss a bit with like playing with faster scroll speed. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have tried to talk and play that. I did mess up a little bit with playing like a faster scroll speed and all that. I should just play with the slower one for now, is what I discerned. Although I was able to see the patterns a little better because I'm already slow as shit at like processing information. I ended up reading them super slow. I was struggling more. I was struggling more because I don't like have muscle memory for this game yet. Where are you? Gauntlet. I really like this chart. I really enjoy this one. I'm just gonna play this and then we're going to the fucking story, man. I'm gonna go to the puzzle zone, and after this, I'm going to puzzle hell. This chart is entirely brand new as of a week ago. Yes, dude. Take a sip of water and let's start doing some of the silly voices. This story episode is very long. Okay, thanks, man. Let me get the popcorn and soda and settle in for the entire metaphorical fire truck that is episode 13. Better prepare. What the fish do you mean by this? So I'm gonna be here for like the next hour doing voices, right? That's what this means. The warm-up didn't matter anyway. Warm-ups are fake. You're fake. Your Jordans are fake. The next day, Allison, Ari, and I toured around the port town of Minami-Osumi for a while before her designated time to meet with Chio for dinner. Ari was awake before us and left early. She spent most of her day touring a nearby island that seemed to be famous for its large population of cats. Meow. I never would have taken her for a cat person, but you never do really know. I absolutely would have taken Ari for a cat person. Have you not once seen this character? That's the most fucking cat person shit ever. Okay, Saturday is still dense as hell, even after being kissed on the goddamn face. And she's like, huh? Must be a sign of good friendship, like a Russian goodbye. Well, I know now anyway, because the unbelievable amount of messages I kept getting from her about the cats with no images, because the reception wasn't good enough for that. So I just had to imagine the cats in my mind. I can imagine anything. Allison and I woke up around the same time, which was late into the morning, close to noon, which makes sense given that both of us got minimal sleep last night. We didn't really say much to each other as we left the hotel. Neither of us really knew what to say. I spent most of the day thinking about the irony of that. Our whole conversation had been about getting closer to each other, yet we spent the entire day avoiding each other. Not that I can really blame either of us. Regardless, the time eventually came for us to meet up with Chio. About an hour earlier, I'd received a request from her to go to a ramen place close to the hotel we were staying at. I forwarded that to the group chat I had with Ari and Allison, and now I stood in front of the restaurant. Evidently the first one to arrive, despite the fact that it was already 5 minutes past the time we were supposed to meet up. Actually rare occasion. Actually insane that Saturday's the one on time. Of every character trait this character could possibly have, it's showing up on time. That actually blows my fucking mind. How do you girl fail on a new level, and then you show up on time? Late asses, and I'm the disorganized one. That's what I'm saying. Suddenly I spotted a familiar silhouette in the distance. Ari ran up to me at full speed, which I didn't even know she was capable of. Ah, shit, dude, what's your problem? Give me a damn jump scare, jeez. Sorry I'm late. The ferry back from the island got delayed by 10 minutes, and there was nothing I could do about it. Nah, it's all good. I take it from your messages that you had a good time. I glanced at my phone, which was opened on a message screen that contained a non-stop barrage of key smashes and colon trees. Yes, dude. Which was, again, not something I ever expected to see from Ari in a million years. Ari launched into a tirade about every cat she saw on the island, and I leaned against the sidewall of the restaurant building. About 3 minutes later, both Allison and Chio arrived at the same time. I ran into her while on my way over here. I should start reading the fishing words in front of me. I keep like failing. I keep girl failing because I'm not reading. So the total word count for this episode that I'm getting is 5,072. All right, chat, we're reading a fucking novel today. I ran into her while on my way over here. She also seemed to be running a bit behind schedule, so we just ran here together. Am I the only one who is here on time? At least Ari has an excuse. Hey, I have an excuse. Are you gonna like say what that is, or no? Okay, whatever. We're all here now, and I'm so hungry. I could eat a house. Okay. Don't bring me that close to the word horse. The restaurant was surprisingly small on the inside, resulting in it taking us a little while to find a seat. We eventually sat down at a booth facing the door we came in through. Allison took her seat first, and I went to sit beside her. For some reason, she fidgeted upon realizing this, but settled down quickly. Waitress came over to take our order, and we ordered our food. What'd you order? That is actually important to me. What did you order? Thank you very much. It'll be ready in about 10 to 15 minutes. Waitress walked away, and we sat and waited for a little while. Chio started talking to break the silence. So, Saturday, tell me what's been going on. Feels like it's been years since I saw you. That's because it has been years, Chio. The last time you saw me, I was in middle school. What? No, it's been sooner than that, surely. I thought I was there at your graduation party. Maybe. I have a historically horrendous memory, but it's really not been much. Since finishing high school, I've just kind of been unemployed sitting at home on Tanegashima with Suki. For 2 years? You've been unemployed for 2 whole years? Hey man, No, Chio's right. You've been unemployed for 2 fucking years? Hey man, lay off. Work is hard. Motivation is hard. I like doing my own thing. Jeez, I feel bad for Suki, having to work to keep both of you afloat. You better make it up to her when you find her. I guess I never thought of it like that. Yeah, I will. Since the topic of discussion had obviously been shifted to something more serious, Chio leaned inward to speak in a hushed tone. Can you explain to me everything you know? Well, it all started when I was born. We didn't have time on the ferry. I might be able to help you look for her. Your family means a lot to me, you know? Right, yeah, I can recap a bit. So I did. It all started when I was born. Spent the time until our food arrived, telling Chio everything that had happened up until that point. From the busy day on Tanegashima to arriving on the mainland, I did, of course, omit the interaction Allison and I had last night. She didn't need to know about that. wait, so you were already going into that much detail. Suspicious that I left out the one night I spent with my best friend in the hotel. I see. Sorry to hear all of that, but I'm very glad you got out of the museum in one piece. Yeah, I am too. Allison was freaking out, though. Rightfully so, I'd like to think. True, I appreciate it nonetheless. Allison looked away from me shyly. Just then the waitress walked back to our booth with 4 bowls and set them on the table. She can carry 4 bowls? Or she better have a tray, dude. If she doesn't have a tray, I am actually impressed. Here you go, 2 tonkatsu broths with ramen eggs, 1 miso ramen, and a bowl of plain rice. Alright, you know what? There was. Did you seriously get a single bowl of plain rice, Ari? And nothing else? No, she's right. Fish you, Saturday. Fish you. Ari is absolutely right. I looked over at her, he was already going to town on her bowl of plain rice. That's right, baby, that's right. Shut up. That's absolutely right, dude. A single bowl of plain rice is enough. You took a glance at Allison's dish and then mine. She looked at me inquisitively. Are you guys, like... No, we're not. Huh? Are we... what? Hey, Allison, don't spit your food all over your food. That's unsanitary, even for me. Took a napkin and started wiping up the area around Allison's bowl. She looked away abashedly, blushing harder than I'd seen from her in a very long time. Ah, I see. Sorry, just thought I'd ask. I don't follow, but okay. Bozo. Bozo alert. Sound the alarms. We got a bozo alert. I'm passed as we ate our food, exchanging small talk about the various things we've been up to in our lives. First time in a while, I felt a strong sense of togethership. Probably since Suki went missing. Only now, like it wasn't the whole, like, being stuck in the hospital with your friends thing? After a fire? That didn't do it for you? That didn't do it? But watching Ari go to fishing hog wild on this bowl of plain rice did. The first time in at least a week that it felt like things might actually be okay as long as we stuck with each other. Eventually, we paid for a meal and left the restaurant. A second ballistic missile. Once we got outside, Chio poked my shoulder, and she turned to face me. Let's get serious for a second. What are you planning on doing next in your search for Suki? We're going to investigate that shrine that was pointed to in the coordinates... Okay, that was right. We got from the shrine report video. She went there at the time specified, then there might be something there that would clue us into where she may have gone after that. When are you going? I looked at my watch. The time read 6:05 p.m. Tonight, at the same time specified in the video, 12:12 a.m. I don't know why, but I just have this gut feeling that matching the time would help provide some kind of insight. Maybe something only happens there at that time. Oh, the clock! That's right, it hits 12:12 in the morning. You need a ride to the shrine? If it's where you described, it's a bit of a drive out. You'd be willing? We hadn't actually figured out a ride there yet. Yeah, my rental car is here, since I had to park when boarding the ferry to Tanegashima as a foot passenger. Wait, rental car? I mean, yeah, I live in Tokyo. No way I was going to drive all the way out here. I took a trip over various bus lines. She lives in Tokyo? Did she always? I swear she lived near us a while back. Regardless, that would be great. Should we meet up around 10 or 11 then? That's odd, that's odd. It's almost like they've been like subtly poking at the fact that Chio may not be who she seems since the very start. Interesting. Yeah, I've got some stuff to take care of, so 10:30 would probably be best. It gives us plenty of time to get out there. Guess you can just meet us by our hotel? Where is that exactly? You never told me. I pointed down the road since the hotel was within view of the restaurant we ate at. Chio nodded. Works for me. I'll see you then. That's why that bitch was on time. That's why. It's because it was a 5-second walk. She walked off, leaving the three of us standing there. Harry poking my shoulder broke me out of my daze. It seemed people had a thing for poking my shoulders today. Yeah. Oh, just you, Larry. What's up? Allison told me she wanted to check out the night market with me, so we're gonna go do that. You wanna join us? Nah, I'll head back to the hotel and just chill. Let me know when you're on your way back, okay? Will do. That smug-ass look tells me a lot. That tells me everything I need to know. Harry and Allison walked off in the opposite direction towards the night market. I decided to take a short stroll before returning to the hotel room to wait. As I walked by the ocean, I thought about Chio. It was probably just due to the fact that I hadn't seen her in literal years, but something about the things she said felt off to me. Not like she's hiding something, but more so like she and I have different recollections of things. I think about how I know her, my memories pull up the fact of her being an old family friend, yet something about that also doesn't feel fully right. Like it's not the main reason I knew her when I was younger. I don't have any memories of her ever living in Tokyo, but something about that just feels right, like I've always known it. It's not that the memories I have of her being an old family friend from Tanegashima feel false per se, it's more like I have two sets of things I know and remember that both feel like the correct one, despite the fact that some stuff about them cancels out the other. I thought about this for a while, but found it was only driving me kind of crazy, so I decided to stop. I spotted a lone tortoiseshell cat loafing on the stairway down to the beach and decided to take a breather, so I went and sat with it. I think I'm going psycho. I think I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm just gonna go pet a cat. Guess I can't really blame Mary for being a cat person. I love these little doofuses. Yes, she also calls them morons. When I was living with my last roommate and we had the two cats, there's no greater joy than looking down at this little, like, fucking idiot pile of fur, calling it all sorts of terrible things. I just love calling cats idiots, bozos, whatever, lunatics. These are all terms of endearment for cats for me. Time passed. I walked back to our hotel room, and then more time passed. I thought about Allison and our interaction last night. I don't think I'd ever really thought of Allison in a romantic light, if that was even what she meant by kissing me on the cheek. I had been very open about my sexuality for a long time, but despite that, I never really acted on it much. More so, it just meant I liked a lot of anime characters and would joke about that. Put above your Camp Bozo alert. I'm not. I'm not a bozo. I mean, I'll do it because you added the points to do it, but I'm not a bozo. I'm not a bozo at all. I'm not sopping wet. I'm not girl failing or anything. I'm not that cool. I'm not that cool. Thought for a while, and then I caught myself thinking. Quit that. Your brain tricks you into thinking. I guess I really have changed, at least a bit. You'd never have caught me being even remotely this introspective, like 2 weeks ago. When we lose people in our life, be it that they die or even just go missing, I've heard things feel like a blur, that your emotions feel like none of it is real. On that day on Tanegashima that ended with the Geology Museum incident, I think I'd been expecting for my emotions to feel a bit more numbed. Not that it really excuses me acting out that whole day, but I don't think I was expecting to, well, I guess just feel as much as I did. Feelings of worry I anticipated, but I felt so many other things that I didn't really know what to make of anything. The best way to put it would be that things felt the opposite of the way I anticipated them to. I expected nothing to feel real, but everything feels like it's been the first real thing that's happened in a long time. That the feelings I've had are the most real feelings I've had in a long time. This situation is awful, and because I'm feeling that worry and anxiety to such a degree, in a strange way it makes the hope and love I feel even stronger as a result. I wish we as people didn't have to experience tragedy so that we could feel that way. I wonder if I'll ever find a way to feel deeply in tune with myself that doesn't require me to lose something I care about first. I think I will. Might not be a bad thing to try and accomplish before my time is up. More time passed. I decided to play some video games on my Nantoon Ghost Watch. Eventually, my waiting game was over and Allison and Ari walked in the door. Ari better have the smuggest fucking look on her face, damn it. Not damn time. You really know how to keep a girl waiting. Relax. We spent a lot of time looking around the market. It's not every day you get to visit a night market. Yeah, it's usually in the night, actually. That's usually when you visit the night market. We literally have one back on Tanegashima. Saturday, I am, unfortunately, a cop. It's not every day I get to visit a night market. Fair enough. I guess. What time is it? Allison looked at the top of her phone screen. It's about 9:35, so we've got about 55 minutes before Chio arrives. You guys want to play something? I can literally load up Slash right now. You don't know what you're unleashing. I haul ass at Slash Bros. I think that's the first time I've heard you swear. Ari, and it's about goddamn Super Slash Bros, the best plus. Dude, they won't stop with the fake brands. They're really getting me with this shit. I take slashing very seriously. I'm pretty sure that's the exact kind of stuff the people you're supposed to catch say. Ari laughed and I put the kickstand on my console up. We passed the time laughing and chatting while playing video games for the next hour. Oh hey, Chio just texted me. She's out front. Oh, I got it. Let's go. Oh, they're only getting started with those. I'm gonna love every single one. It's one of my favorite little things that people do to get around, like, name-dropping a brand. It's like, listen, I don't want no legal trouble, but I do want people to know that it's McDonald's. We walked down the stairwell and out the front of the hotel where Chio was waiting in the car she rented. Luckily, it had enough room to fit 4 people with relative ease. Ari sat down in the back first, and Allison quickly rushed in next to her, which left me with the front seat next to Chio. The ride out was relatively uneventful, with the occasional conversation. It was about a 40-minute drive with the route that Chio took, passing by the Osubi Large Park. Eventually, we arrived. The stairs up to the shrine were steep, but guardrails helped us not lose our footing. The walk felt like an eternity, if only due to how nervous I clearly was. Chio noticed and helped me walk up. It helped a lot. Finally, there we were. The Okawachi Shrine, the location specified in the Shrine Report video. Much smaller than I anticipated. The actual shrine itself barely seemed to be able to fit even 10 people. Behind it was a maintenance shack that was locked and empty. Seems like the enshrined deity is pronounce the word challenge. Ahiratsu Hime, the first wife of Emperor Jimmu. Emperor Jimmu. That sounds like some shit I would make up. That sounds like an American trying their hardest to make up a Japanese name. And this is what they get. They get Emperor Jimmu. It's been a while investigating the area. After a while, I spotted something out the corner of my eye. When I realized what it was, I froze. Hey, Ari. She turned to look at me inquisitively. What's up? You find something? Yeah, you could say that. Look, over there. Pointing towards a small wooden object I spotted in my peripheral vision. Ari turned to look. Her face also went pale. That's... It was a toy rocking horse. Small in size, made of wood with no decor or any kind of paint. Second shrine.png. It's the horse in that image, isn't it? Oh, hold on, let me check. What's going on? You guys find something? He and Allison jogged over to where we were. I explained to them the image file that Ari had found, since neither of them knew about it yet. It's the very same. Look, you can compare them. Then she instructed, and sure enough, it was the rocking horse that was taken in the picture. Yes, sir! I will compare the horse! So this is where that picture was taken, huh? I guess the timestamp has passed. It's not the 26th of July anymore, but the horse is still here, in the same position. The horse. Sorry, I was imagining an actual horse for a second instead of a toy horse. And as my buddy Nitro Car Wash says, horses are funny in literally every situation. Hey, it's Saturday? Look. Chio pulled out her phone and showed me the time. 12 a.m. Time to see if my shot in the dark was correct. Been over a week since the designated time, and yet, I can't shake this feeling that something was meant to happen here tonight at 12 a.m. It started to rain. We walked back over to the part of the shrine protected by the roof. Minutes passed. 1, then 2, then 3, and then 11. 1, 2, oh. I felt a part of me hoping that nothing would happen. That there was nothing I could do, and the chase would end here. It would, in a lot of ways, make my life easier, even for all the ways it would also make it harder. But I dismissed the notion from my mind. Come this far. 12 a.m. The rain fell silent. The crickets stopped chirping. The world stopped moving? And in the silence, I heard it. Single sound. One single click. The world resumed. The rain continued falling. The crickets continued chirping. But I heard it. I looked at the others, as if to ask silently if they also heard it. Immediately I could tell from the looks on their faces that I was not alone. We split up to look around. Nothing by the horse. Come on, you cannot start with the horse. You can That's just gonna make me laugh. That's just gonna make me laugh. Nothing in the shrine. Nothing on the stairs. Nothing by the car. And then, when I looked behind the shrine, I saw it. Immediately, I saw it. The heavy padlock that had surrounded the maintenance shack's handle was no longer there. I signaled to the others. Since the sound, we had dropped silent, only communicating visually. None of us knew we were doing it, but we were. The reason for this? I have no idea. Allison, Ari, and Chio walked over to where I was standing, and I pointed to the missing padlock. Ari gave me a look as if to say, if there was ever a point of no return, this would be it. And I thought about it. A life I could lead if I turned around and went home. I didn't know what lay beyond this door, but I knew in my soul that opening the door to this maintenance shack would change everything. Was I really about to do this? Take this kind of risk? Open that forbidden gate to the truth? I closed my eyes and turned the handle on the door. The inside of the maintenance shack, it turned out, was not a maintenance shack at all, but a large, winding spiral staircase that seemed to stretch downwards forever. We walked down slowly, as if taking time to digest the things we hadn't even seen yet. Finally, we arrived at the bottom, and we were greeted with a large door. I think okay, so the gorilla has been covering up text this whole time. I'm gonna move him down a little bit. There we go. I was wondering about that, and I forgot to check it sooner. Oops. Is it open? The others jumped, which makes sense, given that nobody had said anything in a long while. Nothing to it but to try, I guess. Sure enough, the door swung open with a loud creak, opening up into a large passageway. We started walking down. So, what do you suppose a place like this is doing beneath a normal shrine? I haven't the foggiest idea, and yet, feels like this makes sense somehow. I understood what she meant. Despite the oddity in every aspect of the situation, this place had a sense of familiarity to it, even though I was reasonably confident I'd never been here. Sunrise. What's that, Allie? I don't know why, but the Sunrise Foundation comes to mind when I think of a place like this. The Sunrise Foundation? That's just the geology company my sister works at. What would they have to do with a place like this? No, I understand what Allison means. This entire place, it makes me think of that company. I don't know why. Finally reached the end of the long hallway and found a large gate in front of us, locked shut by 3 large metal claws. Something tells me this isn't going to budge quite as easily. I wouldn't be too sure. Look, there's a screen over there. I looked in Ari's pointing direction and saw an unlit device. It appeared to be some kind of terminal. Maybe, but that thing's off. Suddenly, as if the very place it stood had heard my words, light flickered on and the screen of the terminal powered on. Everyone present jumped. What the hell? Cautiously approached the device. All that displayed on the screen was a single button labeled open. This feels planned. I need to be honest. I felt it this entire time. I can't be the only one who feels it. No, it's not just you. It feels like someone or something is leading us along with a trail of crumbs, right? I agree, but it's not like we can really just turn back now, right? Yeah, I'm a Saturday on this one. I looked at Allison. Despite everything she said to me, I could tell that everything she did still came from a place of worry. She's thinking exactly the same thing I was, that if we turned back now, our lives would eventually end up so much easier. But I could tell from the look in her eyes that she knew just as well as I did that that wasn't an option anymore. Press the button on the terminal. Loud whirring sounds filled the hallway, and slowly but surely, each metal claw retracted from in front of the gate. Finally, the gate opened. Data parsing incompatible. Boundaries exceeded. Accessing memories. Memory access failed. Memory access failed. Fish. Memory access failed. God damn it, dude. Memory access failed. 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 I cannot say it that many fishing times. Iteration sympathy paused. Accessing Duskbreaker backup information database. Filling location cavities. Ugh, what happened? Sat up dazed. Allison and Chio also seem to have come down with the same affliction. Something is really off about this place. You 3 passed out the moment we walked in here. Passed out? How long has it been? Relax, only like 5 minutes. It's 12:37 right now. Thank goodness it hasn't been that long, at least. But what is this place? We looked around us. The area was a large atrium, devoid of much at all. In the center sat some kind of operating chair. This place is... Chio walked to the center of the room. She stared at the abandoned chair for a short while and then spoke. This is the Sunrise Foundation's 4th laboratory atrium. Oh, God. Sunrise Foundation? But... Chio turned back to look at us. She had a look of immense panic on her face. We have to get out of here right now. Get out of here? But we just got here. This is what we came all this way to see. Chio ran up to me and grabbed me by the shoulder. Dude, I'm gonna fucking grab you and shake you, man. Get the fuck out of here! No, Saturday. We need to get out of here right now. Trust me. I took her hand on my shoulder and lost my temper. Why? Tell me why. Give me the good reason why we should just leave the place. I traveled all the way out here to see him and we just got here. I might be scared of whatever this place is, but I'm not, so... No, Saturday, we need to leave because... Suddenly loud rumbling sound filled the atrium. The ground shook beneath us and my vision blurred. Out of the corner of my eye, parts of the geometry that made up the atrium began to twitch in a way I'd never seen before. Then a large piece of the ceiling came loose and fell to the ground, landing just a few feet behind Chio. The sky is falling, dude. The plot of Chicken Little is back. This place is caving in, so we need to get out of here. I understood immediately. The 4 of us ran as fast as we could to the gate we came through. Passing through it, as we ran, bits of the large hallway began to come loose and fall as well. And it happened. A single chunk of metal that came loose directly above where Allison was about to pass by. I knew in an instant that it would land on her. God damn it, no! I rushed forward with all my might, at a pace I'd never achieved before, and jumped forward. Allison! All the sound cut. The world paused again. And in that silence, I heard it once again. That single click. The story remains unfinished. Alright, chat, you know what that means.